Hello.
Hello.
Here we are
How's it
back
going?
again.
I know. And you know what's really sad? As I'm this is our 11th stream and this is the second time that I have not been well. I don't know
Oh,
what's going
yeah.
on. It's just, but you know what? I'm feeling way better than I did yesterday. So I think it's just my body being like, yeah, we need to talk about this book. So you need to be healthy.
Right?
But there are moments that the cough attack may come on. So I've got my little trusty water here next to me, but apologies if I start coughing a little bit.
Hacking away. That's all right. That's
Yeah,
okay.
but
We're-
it is what it is. But you know what? Made for a great opportunity to sit and read yesterday.
It did. Yeah, being a little bit under the weather is never good, but it does give you an excuse to not have to do anything other than read.
True.
Just
Read
can't
and
be
sleep. That
read
was the
and
medicine
sleep.
yesterday. Read and
Yeah,
sleep and hydrate.
and hydrate. Excellent.
But yeah, we are not here to talk about my lack of immune system. We are here to talk about books, and one in particular.
Yes, we are going to talk about the Astral Library. My copy is signed. Yours is not.
Mine too.
Oh, you get yours signed too? What did
I
I
got
think?
I got two. So I got two signatures, two signed. I got
Oh,
her to write my name. Like this one, she just signed her name.
yeah, yeah.
I got her to like sign like with my name on the Alice Network because that was my favorite.
And when
So.
we say her, we do mean Kate Quinn.
Kate Quinn, yes.
Yes, the
The
Kate
Kate Quinn.
Quinn. Cool.
Because yeah, we both got to have little adventures a while back. Where we literally went, and as I was like thinking about this today, we literally went to each side of not the most, I was not at the most east point because I did not travel to Newfoundland to Cape
No.
Spear, but I was very, very much East Coast. um, on the great island of Prince Edward Island, in
Correct.
Charlottetown, which is one of my
Yep.
favorite places to visit, especially here in Atlantic Canada, to go to the book event.
Yeah,
And then you were
I
in
did.
Vancouver
Yes,
going to the
yes.
event. So we were literally on
Downtown.
opposite side of the countries, which was really
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was really fun that we both got to do that. It would have been even better if we'd gotten to do it together.
Correct. Correct. We did
But
we did swindle some book loving friends to come with us. So
did
so at least
we
we
did
had the opportunity to influence more people to read
yes.
Kate Quinn and go to these events. Yeah, hard to believe that was so long ago too. That was like 6 weeks ago, I feel like. It
No, it
was
can't be that long ago.
yeah,
Oh my
start
gosh, it probably was.
I think it was the start of I think it was the start of March. Yeah, I think it was almost like 5, 6 weeks ago now.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
It is
Yeah,
crazy.
that time flies. Not, I would say time has been flying by, and we did share our adventures on our social pages.
We
And I
did.
will say that we've been a little delinquent on our social accounts. But you know
It
what? Life's been busy. Life
is.
has been busy. We've been reading though. We've been
Yep.
doing the thing,
Yeah.
and having to do the things that allow us the time, um luxury and money to be able to read all the books that we do.
Yeah. Work, basically. We have to
Yeah,
work. Yeah. Yeah.
nothing overly
Otherwise,
exciting, nothing overly exciting, but
no.
that being
Otherwise, we
said,
would just read and stream.
right, seriously, that is my dream. That is my dream. um but I will say we are going to try and ramp up our socials again. We do, I mean, we still have been posting. It's just, we've been a little delinquent, but that's okay. That's We're doing this for fun. Maybe someday it'll be more than just for fun.
Yeah. Who knows?
But for the time being, we would love for you to follow us on our socials. We were on Instagram and the TikTok. So,
Yep.
but we do try to keep people abreast of our shenanigans and
Yeah.
what we're reading, not just what we're talking about on here, but we both had a very hefty March.
We did. We both
Books.
read 10 books in March. Yeah.
My April is not shaping up to be quite the same, but hey,
Yeah.
it's
I
okay.
don't think mine will be either. But
Yeah.
it's interesting because one of our regular Twitch joiners who I know she's at a cheerleading competition for her daughter this weekend, so we probably won't see her today. But our good friend Buffy actually has revised her reading goal for 2026 because she already achieved her 12 books that she said she was going to read. It is amazing. Yeah.
Buffy.
Congratulations,
I feel like we need to
Buffy.
celebrate when our people who follow along with us hit their goal. Like, I want to do like a little celebration. That's so exciting.
It is exciting, yeah. So she had messaged me and let me know, and I think that's super cool. So very fun. Yeah. So same shtick as always for today. We are going to talk about the Astral Library. We will let you know before there's any spoilers, but you'll get our unhinged and truthful opinions about Kate Quinn's newest book. Yeah. That's for sure.
It's interesting because I think I'd say we're both big fans of Kate Quinn.
Yes, you have read more of her books than I have.
So yes, I will say Alice Network is one of my favorites. And it's funny because I think back
It was fantastic.
I think back to like what got me back into like I don't want to say excessive because that seems like it's a negative. And I'm very happy with my reading habits these days.
Yeah.
But I would say that the Alice Network is like one of the books that really got me back into reading.
Oh, cool.
I've always been a big reader, but I still remember I was traveling to see a friend in Toronto and I had the book and I had borrowed it from the library. Mm-hmm. And I just remember thinking like, okay, this is like something. This is a good book.
Yeah.
And it's actually probably what really got me to go heavy and hard into historical fiction.
Yeah, that's
which
fair.
Then brought, all the, the Nightingale.
Kristen Hanna.
Things We Cannot Say, Sarah's Key, like all of those just like amazing historical fiction books. I think the Alice Network was the gateway for that for me.
Yeah.
And I think, but she's got so many great books. There's The Huntress, there's The Rose Code, The Briar Club.
Yep.
Could go on and on and on. So I think we both were fairly excited when we heard that she was coming out with a new book.
Yep.
But I know I was caught off guard realizing that this is not only not a historical fiction book.
Correct.
It is also in the realm of the fantasy world.
Yes.
Which, like, I feel like historical fiction is over here and, like, fantasy is over here.
Yeah. It was...
So, very interesting.
Yeah, and I think it was interesting as well. I'm sure she had the same talk points at both events, but just to hear her talk about, the inspiration for writing the Astral Library and like how this thought had come to her, I think like during the pandemic and being able to like work through it. Now, we know during that event, she was also promoting the book that she wrote with Janie Chang, which is a historical fiction. So I think, I don't know, it's neat to see her kind of dabble her toes in something else. And there was a lot of people at my event that had copies of the Astral Library. So I think a lot of folks were excited to not just have a new Kate Quinn book, but like see what this was all about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it's like, it must have been, I mean, to hear her speak, she's so passionate about what she does. And you can tell that, she really dives into the books, into her characters. And I think one of the things I love about all of her other books that I've read have been, it's very female-led characters. So, which you love to see, especially in historical fiction. Like, you know that, a lot of the stories do involve like focus on the women because it's not a story that's typically told.
Yeah.
Or from that perspective. So I think, to then move into this realm, like that's gotta be scary. you're going against, or you're not doing your norm. And I think, I can only imagine what it was like. I'm sure like it was so exciting for her to be writing this and to like
Yeah.
bringing this to life, but also terrifying
Yeah. Doing something
because,
completely different.
right, like you've built this following of
Yep.
these readers who love your historical fiction, and that is what you are known for. And then you come out with a book like that is beautiful, but and I think I love it. I love that she just was like, you know what? I'm here to do this and this is what I want to do and I'm going to do it
Absolutely.
and you know,
Well,
go
and
for
it
it.
seems I know at the event in Vancouver, she touched on the fact she actually reads a lot of fantasy.
Mm.
So I think it's cool that it's a genre that she really enjoys anyway. So yeah, so very very cool, and neat that we had the ability to hear her talk about what it went into this book. Um, I think I liked the fact that like for my event, it was hosted by a library, so they did get into, the importance of libraries
Yeah.
to, society and to the people. And then also, the book is very heavily tied into, library as a sanctuary. So it was really neat to have VPL actually host the event because they really got into that theme.
Yeah. The one in Charlottetown was hosted by a bookstore, a local bookstore that I did not get to go to that evening, but I am definitely going to make a trip back because it is a amazing little shop. But it was held at a church, which is kind of cool because it was this beautiful, like very like mostly wood inside. It was just
Yeah,
beautiful.
good
Um, kind
setting.
of what I kind of what you could picture kind of potentially the Library looking like. Which now that I like, hadn't read it before going to the event, but now that I
Yeah,
think back to it, I'm like, oh, it was kind of fitting.
yeah, that makes
And just
sense.
primarily because the bookstore was way too small to host it. So,
Oh yeah, for
because it
sure.
was jam packed. But yeah, so I guess we'd love for the people who are joining us tonight to let us know if you read along with us reading the Astral Library.
Yeah,
If not, that's okay. That's okay. We'll hopefully convince you to maybe read it. But again,
absolutely.
Like Aaron mentioned, we will mention spoilers. But we'd also love to know: have you read anything else by Kate Quinn? And if so, what have you read, and
Yeah,
what was your favorite? I've already
absolutely.
shared my favorite. Alice Network was my favorite. Do you have a favorite?
I think I really liked was it the Briar Club? I really liked the Briar Club.
I have
Yeah, it
not
was
read The Briar
it
Club
was
yet.
really good. Yeah. I mean, the
Okay.
Alice Network was also wonderful. I like the Briar Club because it's set in, I think, a different time than what we normally see
Mhm.
historical fiction set in. I find a lot of historical fiction is World War I, World War II, and this is set in the Cold War. So it was very, very cool. Yeah,
But it's definitely on my TBR list.
the ever-growing
Um,
TBR.
the ever growing TBR.
Yeah,
Okay, so let's dive into this book because I
absolutely.
feel like we may have a lot to talk about. But just to give a little synopsis that has no spoilers, is that have you ever wished you could live inside a book? And no, I did not come up with that. That is written on the back of the book. But I loved it so much that I thought it very fitting. What do you get when you put a young, down on her luck girl who loves to read, a secret doorway to a magic library, and a librarian who has some secrets of her own? You get the Astral Library. For
Absolutely.
many, a library represents a safe haven, a place where anyone can go escape into a story or access resources not readily available to them. The Astral Library is no different, but has some magic that makes its experience a little more unique.
That's a great
And unique it
synopsis.
was.
It was very unique. Yeah,
It was very unique.
I agree.
So we're not going to get into any spoilers, but don't worry, those are coming. So my question for you is, what was your initial expectation of this book? And did it match the tone and style that we've experienced in past Kate Quinn books?
No expectations. I think I specifically went into this book with zero expectations. And I think I've only read 2 Kate Quinn books. So the Alice Network off your recommendation, and then the Briar Club. So I don't have an ingrained, I think, what's the word I'm looking for? Predisposition to what I would get from Kate Quinn. I did, yeah. So I think that was good. The other thing too is I was traveling for work this past week. So when we have been reading books that we're going to talk about, I'm pretty detailed in terms of how I take notes and like what I'm doing. But I read this book on the plane and then at my hotel at the end of the day. So I actually took no notes during the time that I read this and did all of my note like reflections on the flight home from Toronto on Friday. So I think with that in mind, I experienced this book perhaps a little bit differently than I would some of the other books. And, you know, when you're on a plane for 5 hours or whatever it is between Vancouver and Montreal, you're kind of just sequestered in your seat. And it was a great opportunity to, I think I read half of the book on the first flight. So yeah. But nice. No expectations. What about you?
I will say I was a little bit of a skeptic, in the sense of because I have read so much of Kate Quinn and I'm a very, very huge fan. So I wasn't sure what it was going to be like going into a different genre.
Yeah.
But I do love her writing. I do really enjoy her storytelling. But again, I did, and even I find having attended the event, not reading the book, I had like kind of like the synopsis, but no inkling of what was going to unfold in this story.
Okay. Same.
So I was kind of along for the ride and didn't really know where it was taking me.
Yeah, and they did a really good job at the event because they did not give any spoilers away. I think the book was so new. Even in chatting about the Phoenix Crown that she wrote about with Janie Chang, like they were extremely high level, and I think that was super helpful. Now that I reflect back on the event and having read the book, I can see where there was a couple little themes from the book that influenced like the panel questions. But for the most part, really great job on making sure like we didn't know what was going to happen if we hadn't already read the novel, which was fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So did you feel like the concept of the Astral Library was more mystical, symbolic, or something else?
Magic.
Starting with the heavy questions.
Oh no, this is magic. I read this book very much in the realm of fantasy, and I feel like I pick up a lot of books that have library in the title. Like if I were to go back to my Goodreads, like I've read the whole Genevieve Cogman series, which is about a library. I have picked up just a number of books over the years. So the idea of a library as a portal or as a magical place or some sort of like ethereal organization is not far-fetched for me. So I think as a fantasy reader, like I took it as face value. Well, the library is magic. That's what the Astral Library is. Yeah.
Interesting. And I did the same thing. But it's funny because, and the only reason why I kind of included this question, because the whole symbolism thing never really like stuck to me until I started going, like when I was done the book. And I'm not going to lie, I started the book Friday night. I was like, I got to get going. Luckily, it is a not huge book.
Yeah.
It is a very easy read. Like it's a good, like,
yeah, very light.
Very easy to just pick it up and keep reading. Like I would never was like, oh my gosh, I need to get through this.
Yeah.
But when I was reading through, like just quickly peeking through the Goodreads, there was a lot of interesting comments.
I can only imagine.
This was such like, you know, Kate Quinn had a political agenda that, you know, it felt a little like social media
Backlash.
in comment fighting. Like, it
Mm,
was just very interesting because I was just
interesting.
like, and you know what? I always say I'm not a huge deep reader. Like, I am not like, there's very like there I love the people who can like basically do a murder board for like some book to figure out like I love the people who are going through like especially in fantasy. They've
Yeah.
got like the theories and the this and the that and did you catch this
Yeah.
and catch that, and I'm like,
Basically, everyone who
oh,
reads like Akatar. Yeah, that's
right.
what
And
they
I'm
do.
like,
Yeah, the
oh,
hardcore
okay,
fans.
cool. Never thought of it like that. I just
No.
like I'm not that deep
Yeah.
of a reader.
No, I don't read to try and figure things out. I think having an English minor, I left university and decided that I wanted to just read for fun now.
Yeah. So, but I found it was interesting because, like, when you know you think back, like there are like, and again, no spoilers at this point, but like there's mention of banned books. There's mention of
Yeah.
monetizing the library or just monetizing anything and everything in general. The bureaucratic system, like there's a lot of things
Yep.
that I can understand where people who are looking to nitpick and jump on those types of things would have maybe had some of that present in this book.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like, I don't know. It's always interesting to see how even a book about a magical library can become some political, piece
I mean,
that
I
people were
think
losing their minds over. Like,
yeah,
it was, if you're ever bored, just go pick up your Goodreads and see what
right?
people are
I know,
saying because it's
right?
interesting.
I'd be curious to know what country the commenters are
Yeah.
from.
I give you two
Good
guesses and you
guess.
probably
Yeah.
know.
But I agree. Like this book, it is a light read. It's an easy read, like you said. It doesn't feel political while you're reading it, but
No.
I think there are a lot of themes that some of which you mentioned that kind of have you step back and go, oh, like there is this. If you want it to be, this book is political. Um, just because like it's what you choose to value, I guess. But in all honesty, like, and I think I'm not even going to say I came up with this because I didn't, but reading is political,
Yeah.
right? So and yeah, so I probably would get mad if I went and read the comments on Goodreads, so I just won't.
Probably.
But yeah, I just won't. But I think good for her, good for Kate Quinn to be able to put the things that she values in a book
Yeah.
and move away from the type of writing that she normally does. And we actually at the Vancouver Public Library, yeah, I'm not surprised because she spoke about the importance of spaces like libraries and the importance of reading and having access to books. So having read the book and I was reflecting on some of the talk points and like went back at some of the videos that I had taken of the event. Yeah, 100%. I think that she is trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting too because that topic about like the importance of libraries also came up at the event I was at, and I mean, I use the library and I go physically to the library very
Mm-hmm.
often and regularly because I put my books on hold. And I
Yep.
usually go during my lunch hour because I'm not too far of a walk, especially now that the weather's getting nicer. I take
Yeah.
full advantage of being able to get in a walk and return and pick up some books. And I will say that the majority of the time that I am there, and I'm in and out because I'm picking up my books off of a reserved shelf. I'm
Yeah.
going, waiting in line, checking them out, and I'm out. I will say that the majority of the time I'm there, there's at least several people who are probably unhoused.
Okay.
There are a lot of young families
Yeah.
that have immigrated here that are, looking for a place to get their hands on books, whether it's English, French. Like our library is bilingual, so it offers
Yeah.
and has a great kids section, and great activities that are free for children and stuff like
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So and actually in the last 2 times that I've been there have been 2 people who've come in asking to get a library card.
Nice.
And unfortunately, you need to have, like,
The
the system is
government
that you have
ID.
to have a government ID
Yep.
and a permanent residence.
Yep.
But I love seeing the people who work there, and they're very near and dear to my heart because they're
Yes,
just
of
so lovely
course.
people, and they're
Yeah,
librarians, and I mean, like, who could not love them?
exactly.
But they're so understanding and give them the time and work with them to find a solution, which I
Yeah.
just think so like that really to see that happening, like, and then to read it in this book and like it really is an important part of society. And I will say that it has saved me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars as well.
100%.
Um, just from being able to access books
Yep.
that, I would otherwise have to go out and purchase.
Yeah.
So I know we're both big supporters of the
Yes, we are.
library. And I think not just for personal reasons either. Like we
No.
see the value it adds
Yep.
to our communities. And
Well, and if it wasn't for the Vancouver Public Library, I never would have probably gone to a Kate Quinn event. Who would have known if they would have even hosted one? So, how fantastic that VPL put that on. But I agree. Yeah, I agree with everything. And in the book, our female protagonist, Alex, she has very strong feelings because of her own experience on why the library is important. So I
absolutely.
think that really comes through strongly, and it touches on a lot of the stuff that you mentioned. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, before we get into spoiler territory,
Okay.
and and partially I wanted to ask you this because my answer is just ridiculous, and you may even know where I'm going with this,
Oh
but
gosh.
we are avid readers.
Yep.
I mean, hello. We're
Yeah.
talking. We started this stream about books.
Yep.
Was there a character in the book, and it can be anybody in the Astral Library that you related to the most or saw yourself as that character? Like
Oh, the
or identified
librarian
with that
for
character?
sure.
The librarian.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, she turned into a dragon. She's standing up for what she believes in, 100%. And then I don't know if this was one of the characters, and I can't remember her name, but one of the patrons, the patron who goes into Dracula.
Oh, not Sarah, the other
Mhm.
one.
The other one. Yeah. She doesn't play
Elaine. I think her name's Elaine.
she doesn't play as big of a role, but she
Right.
I think yes, I found her
That would
to
track.
be yeah, it does. To be pretty intriguing. But I love the librarian. I just thought she was fantastic. Yeah, the librarian for sure.
Mine may come as a surprise, but I am Dennis. I am Dennis the ghost.
No, this isn't a surprise because I thought about you. I actually thought about you when Dennis the ghost, who is reading War and Peace begrudgingly in the Dennis, I actually did think, I was like, oh, that's gonna be Caitlin. She's not gonna move on.
Let me just clean off the layer of dust because
Yes,
it has
that's
been
actually
sitting
hilarious.
on my shelf. And look, it is in pristine.
Yes, you've
Pristine.
never cracked. How many pages is that?
Not even cracked it. It is a walloping. Oh, and it's small. Like it.
Oh yeah, no.
It is. There are, well, this, I'm not even at the end. I don't even know where this book ends.
Neither does Dennis.
We're at over 1,300, like well close to 1,350 pages. Anyway, I just like died. I was like, I am Dennis.
Yeah. You are.
Dennis
you are
is
Dennis.
me.
Yeah.
I will be forever stuck in the Astral Library.
Finishing your TBR.
Thinking I'm going to read this book someday.
Listen, Dennis also moves on.
He does.
Yeah.
He does move on.
It is
and
funny,
maybe
though.
this is my sign to finally move on. and part with my copy of War and Peace. I'm pretty sure that has been sitting on my bookshelf for over 20 years.
I think it has. I actually think it has. Yeah. Pretty funny though.
But yeah, no, I was just like, I am Dennis. I
did think of you when Dennis was introduced. You did cross my mind, which is actually funny. So Dennis. Yeah, checks out. Checks out.
Like the fact that it was even War and Peace that he's stuck on, I was like,
yeah, it was good.
Like, yeah. Because I was like, oh, TBR, yeah, that will be me. I will be the ghost stuck in the Astral Library trying to finish her TBR because we know mine just keeps growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, that's
and then
funny.
The War and Peace, I was like,
yeah, well, hey,
you
can't win them all, Caitlin. It's okay. It's okay. If anyone who's joined us has read War and Peace, or if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, let us know in the comments. I have not read it.
We need to know who has actually read
War and Peace.
War and Peace.
Good for you. It's not going to be me.
We will never be talking about this book on
No, we
this
won't.
show.
No, we won't. That's funny.
Oh, dear. Okay. So now we're probably going to get into spoiler territory. So warning.
Spoiler alert. Yep.
Okay. This is one question that I've been dying to ask you because, and maybe I'm going to be off base here, but we know in our last book review that we did together, which for those who may have missed it, we read Broken Country. You had very, very strong feelings about our female main character, Beth.
She was the worst.
It impacted the way you felt about the book. It just all of it. So how did you feel about Alex with an I in Astral Library?
You know, I don't have strong feelings about Alex, I think, either way. Okay. I don't love Alex. I don't dislike Alex. And because I knew you were going to ask me this question, I had to think about why that is. And as we know, I really struggled with Beth because Beth didn't give a fuck about how she impacted other people with her decision or like lack of decisions. And like, also she just like justified what she was doing. You know, we know she's a flawed protagonist and that's part of the reason why that book works so well. Yeah. But I think that with our friend Alex with an I, generally like short end of the stick, she didn't get the best cards dealt in life. But generally, even though she irritated me a few times throughout the book, I think she's just trying. Like Alex is actually trying. She's trying to make a difference for the Astral Library. She's trying to help Bo. She is trying to improve her circumstances. And Beth was not. At any point in time. Beth. So I think I think like Alex for me was more of a, I don't know, and maybe it's also because of the way the book is written. But and I can't remember if Broken Country is written in first person from Beth's perspective, but I just feel like Alex in the Astral Library is more of like the medium in which the story of like Astral Library is told. She's not the story. That's like, right, yeah. Like the story is about the Astral Library. Like it's about Alex, but like ultimately the story is about the Astral Library. And like Alex has a little bit of like a hero's journey too, right? Like, I don't know. And Beth's just terrible. Ugh.
Okay, we're done with Beth. Because you had such disdain for her. I just wondered if, because I
You
kind of
thought I
felt,
was going to have disdain for poor Alex?
no, I didn't think you were.
Oh.
I was interested to know whether it impacted how you felt about the book, because I think I'm on the same page with you where like she's just kind of there. Like there were a few
Yeah.
things that she did where I was like, girl, like when she
Oh.
tells the guy at the coffee shop, I was like, no,
Oh,
like
no,
you
I
know better.
totally
Like
would have told someone to F off for telling me to
yeah,
smile.
no, I know, but you can't do that when you're literally living with
The
$36 in your,
38.
oh wow, round up.
But
But they're
yes.
just,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and but again, you also have empathy for her because of everything she's
Yeah.
going through and how she has not had an easy life. And that's just, and it, I mean, it goes
Yeah.
to show that you just don't know what people are going through.
But
Um,
I didn't find the coffee shop thing isn't what was irritating. What was irritating to me was the whole like, I think I see my mother in the book. Oh, I'm gonna run through Sherlock Holmes's London and end up in
mm,
an opium den. And like, I think it just, once again, it now, you gotta suspend disbelief. It is a magical library and you are literally in a book. But like, I don't know. You were told the rules. Why aren't you following the rules? Just follow the rules. Why are you doing this thing? You were just running like crazy,
and
lady. You're
again,
gonna
it's
get
the
murdered.
trauma. It's the
No.
trauma of the being
Make better
abandoned and left
decisions.
by her mother.
The first
Her
time,
mother was,
yes. The first time.
yeah.
But then
The
it
second
like,
time, yeah.
yeah, it
Learn
was
your
just a little,
lesson.
yeah, learn your
Yeah.
lesson. It's
Yeah.
clearly a trap.
Yeah.
That's what I thought the second time. I was like, this is clearly a trap. Someone is trapping you. But anyway. Yeah.
Hmm. No, fair. Um, okay. I think I don't like I'm trying to figure out because like I'm thinking about the story and like what else there is
Yeah.
to talk about. And there's a lot to talk about at the same time. Like I kind of was struggling. Like I don't want to jump to the end, but kind of want to as well.
Oh, let's talk about Bo.
Okay, let's talk about Bo.
And this is totally from attending the event. So at the event, I came away from that event expecting more of a romance between Bo
Okay.
and Alex. And I was actually quite happy it wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, because I think it would have
Okay.
got in the way of the actual story about the Astral Library. So I was pretty pleased that it was very like just the beginnings of kind of like a romance, and like obviously you
Yeah.
see towards the end that like things have progressed, but I actually thought that it was going to be heavier than what was there. So I was very pleased about that. I also just like, I loved in my movie brain that I was like picturing as I was reading this, like I just loved the idea of seeing how like dapper he would be in his store and like in his Instagram posts, and like in one of his outfits they describe him as wearing like, you know, tall riding boots, and he's got a coat with tails on, and like I thought he was a great addition to the book and a great love interest for Alex, but I'm so glad it didn't like go through this crazy, like I'm glad this wasn't a romance and it really was like a fantasy, and that was just kind of, you know, the hope of something that was there. But he was a great character. I really enjoyed that he was in the book. And then of course I was very excited when we find out what the Belle dress looks like. I
Yes.
thought that was just fantastic. So to have someone be just so skilled at their craft and like be so passionate, but then the way that Kate Quinn kind of brings to life and like ties together in this idea of the Belle dress for the actress that is playing Belle. And in my mind, I can't remember her actual name, but when they described the actress that plays Belle, I guess they're all actors now. So the actor who plays Belle in this fictional movie from the book, I imagined the Irish actor who plays Penelope in Bridgerton.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Right? That she was kind of like in my mind of of who it would be, especially they were talking more about like a more regular sized person, not like a waif of an actor. So in my mind, that's kind of who I like pegged as being the actor that the bell dress was made for. So yeah, but really liked Beau.
I enjoyed Beau as well. And it's funny because I'm all about the romance. I love a good romance. I love a good love story. I honestly almost kind of wish that they weren't love interests.
Oh.
I really liked, I think it would have been just as good with them just being really good friends.
Yeah.
I don't think the love piece added anything. I think the dynamic between the two of them and the friendship and just the, him like reminding her who she is and how special she is. And that he was able to bring these beautiful pieces to her. I think that was enough. I don't think I needed the love piece to it, which normally I'm all about ooh, are they going I just didn't need it. And I wasn't I would have been happy either way.
I agree that it didn't add anything.
Not, but
I do agree it didn't add anything. I
wish that they would have not been I don't think
that way anyway.
Yeah, I kind of wish that.
Yeah. I mean, Beau could have very easily been replaced with a female best friend.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I love Beau's character. And I love, he had his own struggles too about, being bisexual and having a guy's guy dad and guy's brothers and having to live his dream and live his truth. Being a very talented costume designer. So again, I think that, not to get into the political side of things too, but I think that also, spoke volumes of how there's so many people who are not living their truth, even in today's world, and not living their true dream and following their true dreams.
I just imagine that Beau, likely the college program they talk about, it reminded me about the one that they have at, I don't know if it's at Dal or at King's, but they have a theater costume program, or at least they did a long time ago, and that's what it actually reminded me of. I kind of had this oh, that's the type of program that Beau would have went to, and designing and doing research on these types of things. And I love how his library experience really had to do with the historical creations of the costumes, and that was the experience he had growing up, and where he got his love for the library. So I liked Beau. He was great, fantastic.
And I think that if this ever were to become a screen adaptation, the costuming would be phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Very Bridgerton in some cases. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
I just wanted to call out that we had Audrey C83 jump into the chat. I missed this earlier, but she's saying that some cities have social workers working at the library. I love that idea because it's an important access point for so many things. I love that. Absolutely. I think that just goes to, going back to what we were talking about, how the importance of libraries are. And
also, thanks for joining us, Audrey C83.
Yes. Okay. We couldn't leave without talking about Beau, because I think he is
fantastic.
A special guy.
Agreed.
He is a special guy. I did like him. Okay. I feel like I'm very intrigued to hear your thoughts on the ending of this book. Or, okay, this is definitely spoiler territory. So we know that our librarian is injured.
Yes.
Also, that whole scene when they are in the bogs of Wuthering Heights.
Eyeball stuff.
And the library cards are attacking them. I was like, oh my God, death by 1,000 paper cuts. I'm like, and those cards are thick cardstock.
Only because we're old enough to remember when the library actually had library cards.
I know.
Can we just talk about this, though? And this made me so happy to get to this. I was like, oh my goodness, we're getting shushed.
We talked about that at the event, so I already knew about that.
That's wonderful. What a great page.
Because she actually asked, Kate Quinn actually asked, what it looked like if you were reading it on an e-reader. And it does not have the same
Oh.
impact. She was curious.
Oh.
So
Well, I'm
that's
glad
why
we have it
someone
in purpose or in
yeah, in print, yeah.
print.
I know.
And two
Because
of them. It's so
you
great.
do not want to be shushed at the
No,
library.
no. I think it was only
Do
ever
not.
shushed at the library in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just was reading the scene, like when I was reading that scene, I was like, oh no. I'm like, this is so book stuff too, like where you're like, ooh yeah, like paper cut, that'd be terrible. Like
I thought you were just going to be upset about the eye injury.
oh, that's awful.
I mean, like, you got to think about eyeballs.
Well, yeah, but like the paper cut, like it just
Yeah,
gross.
no, that's
like,
gross. It was gross. Yeah.
I don't care who you are. Like a paper cut, just like there is nothing worse than feeling in paper
No, I don't like it.
through your skin.
It's not
like
good.
it just
Ooh,
and that's
very
when
bad.
like when the person attacked her and like cut her, I was like, something's up with these cards.
Yeah,
like,
me too. When it like got her like on the town, like
yeah, these aren't floating down anymore. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're out to get someone.
Blood red.
And that they did in Wuthering Heights.
Yeah.
Thought Heathcliff was the only danger red flag out there. Nope. Just a swarm of murderous library cards.
I did like the fact that Alex was trying to tell them to go check the attic, and she got in trouble from the librarian for trying to influence the story. Like, I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. I also really liked the idea that after the author finishes the book, the story takes on a life of its own, and it doesn't mean that the story ends. I like that idea too, right? Like the world like continues to evolve once the author actually puts its pen down. And the fact that she referenced the George R.R. Martin book that like everyone's been waiting like 8,000 years for, that's never been finished, and how Alex could open it and read it. And then when she went back, it was different because he had changed his mind again about like how the story was going to go. I thought that was actually really smart. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to see. Like, I'd be curious to know like what made her decide on the books that she used. Like, I mean, you've got your classics. You've had, Jane Eyre,
Well, she explained
Pride and Prejudice, Wuthering Heights. Oh, did she?
Yeah,
she didn't explain it at our event.
No, it's explained in the book. They have to be in the public domain.
Public domain, but there's other books that would be in the public domain that she could have used.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah, but not like George R.R. Martin wouldn't be in the public domain because they're not old.
No, and she references Throne of Glass too, which also wouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
I know people were at our event were going wild because of Anne of Green Gables, and I mean, because PEI is the birthplace of Lucy Maud Montgomery and our friend Anne and her raspberry cordial.
Yep.
Cordial, which I've never had.
I have.
But yeah, no, it was just interesting to see like which books she did choose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really interesting. I found I was like, okay, interesting.
Okay.
A lot I hadn't read or haven't read. I'm not big on the classics. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I mean, you haven't even touched War and Peace, and you've owned it for like 20 years.
I feel like a lot of the other, that's what, I've read Wuthering Heights and I've read Great Gatsby, but those are small books.
Yeah.
Those are like...
I haven't read the Great Gatsby, but I've read almost everything that Jane Austen has written, English major or minor. And the Bronte sisters, read all of the Bronte sisters stuff. Yeah, I've read a lot of Dickens. Read Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Oh, Caitlin, you're frozen.
I know, my audio went a little crazy.
Maybe just turn your camera off and come back. And now everyone can see that your image is pink on Discord. There you go. Okay, welcome back. A little glitch there.
Yeah, my audio started going wonky, so then I was like, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, danger.
One of the things I would say I think was surprising, and maybe it shouldn't have been, but I think I couldn't recall if in Kate Quinn's other books, if her female main character is cursed. So I actually was surprised at the level of cursing that Alex does. And I love a good swear. So like, not from like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this isn't the book. But I think because it's a fantasy and you just don't normally get a lot of F-bombs in a fantasy. So I think the level of cursing, every time it came across, I was like, I didn't know if it was genuine to Alex or if it just felt out of place for the type of novel that it was. Anyway, it didn't impact me negatively. It was just one of those things I was like, lots of curses.
Well, I think it played into the fact of like when they're meeting with the board and stuff like that, of like, like, if you're going to be in the library, you should be proper. If you're going to, if you want to be working as a page or a librarian, you do not talk that way, type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it didn't catch me off guard. I will say, like, I mean, it's hard to know because, I mean, I feel like in historical fiction, there's not a lot of swearing.
Exactly.
Because it just didn't happen. Like, even though some of her stories have, like, dual plot lines and one's more present day versus, but still, even then, like, I don't find, from what I can remember, I don't think there's a lot. I think it really was to kind of play up Alex's character and that she's a little abrasive, she's a little harsh. She's not, she's raised in the foster system and...
Yep. She's
doesn't give a flying fuck.
No, she doesn't. Well, she does, but her library. Bum, bum, bum.
True. So I the ending.
Yeah.
How did we feel about the ending? Or I guess, how did you feel?
Which aspect? The denouement of the final kind of pages? I know I'm bringing the word back again. Or more just like how it all wrapped up?
I think like how from board meeting, like to before the epilogue, I guess, is kind of like my thought of like, what are your feelings on like how that all went down?
I don't know that I have any strong feelings about how it all went down. I really enjoyed imagining her in her dress standing there as they all came in, and I enjoyed how Bo like got in there, and how they had the chopper, the paper chopper. But I just thought it was I liked that her Boston Public Library boss, who was the president of the board, got thrown out into the abyss. And I liked the idea that the library actually could defend itself, and that like the books, it like went back to how the books had eaten people 200 years previously. And like she remembers that as like shit's going down, that like, oh, actually the library can defend itself. I don't know. I liked that. I like that Bo came back and was like, part of that whole like climax of the book. But yeah, I didn't really have any strong feelings. I like the fact that she was able to get the support, and once again the Dracula lady. I was really hoping. Yeah, like I just like the Dracula lady, and yeah.
See, I didn't love the fact that the books were violent.
Why?
I didn't like the fact that the books ate the people from 200 years ago. I didn't like the fact that the books... No, to me, like books and libraries, like, yes, bad things can happen in books, but like books are inherently good.
They are, but they have to defend themselves.
I know, but I don't feel like books should be killing. I don't like, in my mind, books will not kill people.
But the book,
so that's where I struggled.
Remember the book in here? There's a book in Harry Potter that will eat you.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't like violent books. So I didn't love, like, I kind of didn't love that. That was the part that I was just kind of going like,
Well, they didn't even
I don't
register to me as
know.
like a problem.
No, I was just like, this could have gone in a few different ways, and this was not the one that I was hoping for. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like just by getting rid of the librarian, like, it didn't really solve anything. It just was like, oh, we just killed off this one girl, but we know there's going to be another
Oh,
one to
because the
replace
board
her.
is going to be back. Yeah, but she's building the
Right,
board.
like, what?
But she's building the board.
Well,
Like,
that's
she's
exactly. But like,
yeah.
I wish it would have been like so that like she didn't have to die or
Well,
like
no,
fall to
because it's
wherever she's
a
going.
fantasy. It's the
I know, but
hero's journey, Caitlin. They have to defeat the bad person.
Yeah, but just getting thrown out of a window by a book, I don't know. It just
into
like
the abyss.
That whole scene for me was just like I did enjoy that the woman with her stamp was taken down by the vampire. I mean, that I did. I did enjoy that part.
That was wonderful.
But yeah, like the books, like to me, like,
but
like I said,
Caitlin,
books
she was
to me are
just
not
killing
bad.
books. She was running around stamping and killing books. The books have to stand up for themselves. Come on.
I know. It just, I'm not gonna lie, like the book just took a weird turn for me at that point.
That's
I don't
fantasy.
know. I don't.
But not
like
jumping into a book or living in a video game.
No, but like that, I don't know. I just think the books being violent, I was like when they were coming to protect people and like save them, absolutely. All for it.
All right.
But like the actual like demising of people because of the books.
You read Bryn Weaver books.
Yeah. But that's people killing people.
Yeah, so why is it worse when it's a book?
Yeah, because books are just sweet and kind. They're like puppies.
Have you read? No, I was totally... Not all books are sweet and kind, Caitlin.
No, I know. Inside, but I feel like a book... I don't know. I have strong feelings about this, and I don't know why, and I don't know where it came from.
I was totally going to reference a book, but I don't want to give it... It's like Voldemort. I don't want to say its name out loud, but not all books are sweet and kind.
No, they're not. But like, I just would never picture a book. I don't know. I just like eating people. I just don't.
Harry Potter.
I don't remember that in Harry Potter. I blocked it out.
It's a book. Comes after them. It's like.
Yeah, like I don't remember that.
Comes after them. They have to step on it, jump on it.
I just feel like it
just
didn't hit for me.
Or like the book, like the evil book in Hocus Pocus. Doesn't eat people, but it
doesn't kill people.
Well,
but anyway, that just for some reason that kind of gave me a weird vibe, and I don't know why, and I wasn't expecting it, but I was like, that just didn't sit well with me. I'm like, no, the books would protect her. I love that they like built a wall around people and like cards. I loved all that. I was like, yeah,
great,
yes, book, go. I just wish they wouldn't have unalived people.
Oh wow,
you know. I didn't write the book. That was Kate Quinn's choice.
It sure was.
Yeah.
I did really enjoy how Kate Quinn, she doesn't quite break the fourth wall, but she almost does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was great. With the like the blacksmiths or whatever who are like
I enjoyed that.
They're hammering out the words. Yeah, no, that was fantastic. I chuckled.
Can I also tell you that up until the very end, I was like, why the hell is our book frayed edged blue when there is only a green dragon in this book?
Well, we find out.
At the very end, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But it was really bothering me up until like, I'm like, you got a green dragon. I was like, these are dragon scales. These are dragon scales.
They are.
Okay. Why are they blue? I was like, this better not have been just a choice to make it go better with the book cover. But I wasn't expecting that because she had said like it takes hundreds of years to be able to become a dragon. So I was like, it was a good tie-in because it was really bothering me. You know, I do this kind of thing for a living, and I was like, someone dropped the ball on this. If there's no tie-in to this, why are there blue scales on my book?
Do you know that I didn't even think about it until just now when you pointed it out?
It's all I could think about.
Didn't even think about it. Yeah, that's funny.
I was like, why are these blue? Why? Why are these blue? There's no mermaids. These are dragon scales. Why are they blue?
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Mystery solved. Mystery solved.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like, okay, one last question.
Okay.
If you had access to something that was like the Astral Library.
Yeah.
And you could go live inside of a book.
Yep.
Do you know what book you would choose?
100%. I have a public domain and a non-public domain answer.
Oh, you came prepared.
I came prepared. Okay, public domain, Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
100% Alice in Wonderland, because chaos, whimsy, fun, safe enough. Right? Like, safe enough. Might be a little,
is it though?
Like, yeah, safe enough. And then
we're not talking about Disney Alice in Wonderland.
No.
We're talking about like the
Lewis
drugged up acid trip.
Yes. Great time. I could have tea. I could show up and have tea with the Mad Hatter. It'd be wonderful. And like, things have to make sense too much in our world. And I feel like the Mad Hatter and Alice in Wonderland, it's just, I just want that Cheshire cat smile to appear out of nowhere and just have a little whimsy. I want to follow the rabbit. I want to see where the rabbit goes. He's always late, Yeah. So that is my public domain book.
Okay.
My non-public domain book is Harry Potter. Now, Harry Potter, the Philosopher's Stone, right? Very like start of the whole series. It's a little dangerous. It's not too much dangerous, right? Like, but it has magic and it has just like I would have loved to have received a letter and like got to Hogwarts. So, but then also the Goblet of Fire, because like I wouldn't be competing, but I would love to be at the ball. I want to see everyone come in and like cheer. And like, I want to go to a Quidditch game. And I also, in my heart of hearts, know I'm probably a Hufflepuff, and I'm probably just in herbology. I am in the green. Like, for the longest time, I was like, no, probably, I'm probably in Gryffindor or like whatever. But no, in reality, I'm probably Hufflepuff. I want to have plants in a greenhouse. I want to make potions. I think that would just be in my old age. I think that's where I actually would like to be in the Harry Potter land. But yes, I did also toy with, and I probably would not have thought of this, but like the fact that Elaine, or whatever her name is, went into Bram Stoker's Dracula and became a vampire. I would do that. Even just for a year. Yeah. Let's just go for a year and then go into Alice in Wonderland or one of the Harry Potter series. And then if you go into Philosopher's Stone, do you get to just go through all of the books? Like, that would be a question I would have.
But then
do you have to go to every book?
If you're in Dracula and you become a vampire.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can go into any other worlds, because then you're a vampire.
But then that will be my last book then.
Do you lose your vampirism when you come out back into the Astral Library?
Well, no, because she didn't. But what happens when you go into the world, into the real world? True. We don't know. Anyway,
then you're introducing vampires to like Alice in Wonderland.
Well, you'd have to go to the end. That would have to be the last book if that's how you stay.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would have picked it. It just planted a seed. It planted, and I think it went back into this idea of like, we know that the Astral Library is providing sanctuary to its patrons. It's providing sanctuary, but then like sanctuary for everyone else, everyone looks different, right? So,
Yes.
you know, we had Larry in The Adventures of Huck Finn, right? Who was there because he is transgendered and believes
And
to
from a
be,
cult.
and from a cult. Yeah, probably in Utah. Like, who knows? And then you had Sarah, who, you know, wanted to just have a different life and love Sherlock Holmes. But then you had this Elaine
Well,
lady.
Sarah was running from her abusive husband.
Yes. But she picked like an interesting world to like go into where like she like could kind of contribute and like be part of it, the solving. So, but then the Elaine lady wanted power, right? So like people like couldn't hold power over her, and that is very intriguing. And like I could see, so it's like, what is the sanctuary? Like it means different things to different people, right? And you could see that in the way that they picked their books. So she made me like think a little bit differently about the books. But what book would you go into?
Honestly, I've been racking my brain and I have no idea.
What?
I can't, like, it's coming up blank. I don't know why. I don't know.
Because you forget all the books you read?
Well, that, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know.
What?
Like, because I can always come up with a, oh, but.
This is a cop-out.
I
don't
honestly,
accept this.
I'll have to come back because honestly, I've been literally racking my brain, like, especially since I threw this question out there and I was like, oh, I'm going to have to come up with my own. And I'm like, I honestly cannot think of a book that I'd want. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank and I don't, or like I said, I think, oh, maybe that. And then I'm like, oh, but, you know, maybe.
Oh, because you're thinking about the mix of like danger and.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like, but then this would happen.
But you're a side character. I think that's why.
I know.
Yeah.
There's still dangers. I'm like, ooh,
I feel like this is.
Like you say Harry Potter, and I'm like, yeah, but Voldemort's there. I don't want to be like a side character that gets killed off because I'm in the wrong place, wrong time. Because Voldemort.
No, I'm not going to join Dumbledore's army. I'm going to make potions.
You could still just be wrong place, wrong time. You could be one of the side characters that no one knows even their name, and then they're just gone.
No, that's Philosopher's Stones. I know. Feels very safe.
I know.
I won't
that's
get
fair. That's why, like,
by the basilisk or frozen.
I'm gonna think more about it, but it just really.
I think the problem is, Caitlin. The problem is you're thinking about it too hard. You're thinking too hard about it. Just pick a book, bro. Come on.
I don't know. I'll have to skim through my Goodreads. I don't know.
Well, no, pick a public domain book.
Maybe it's just that I read a lot of messed up books, and I'm like, oof.
No, see, I'm putting you in Great Gatsby.
Okay, that would be cool.
Because public domain and we're like, yes,
yeah,
you're going there.
Champagne.
I'll come for a bit. I'll show up for a little while, and then I'll leave and go to Dracula.
Yeah, no, okay. I could totally do the Roaring 20s. Could totally do that.
Nice little cocktail.
Yeah.
Long cigarette.
I love a good
you would never get lung cancer. You could just smoke.
And just just dance and drink in my little beaded flapper dress all night.
It would be so fun.
Yeah, okay. With men in really nice suits. Yeah. Okay.
Right?
You've helped me. See?
There we go.
Great Gatsby. Okay. So now that we've talked excessively about this book, because I think I'm intrigued to see what our ratings are. Goodreads has it at a 3.6. Like I said, when I was just quickly scrolling through, lots of 1s and 2s, a few DNFs.
Rude.
And some like higher star ratings as well. And I think that's expected because I think it depends on what kind of reader you are, and it's not a traditional Kate Quinn book.
No, it's not.
So I'm not surprised by the ratings, but I'm intrigued to know what your rating is.
4 stars.
Ooh, okay.
Almost 3.5, but we don't do 0.5, so I rounded up. Yeah.
That's right.
I think the reason why it's 4 stars, and this is not like this is not Kate Quinn's best book because she, you know, she's gone away from like her normal stuff.
Yep.
But if she wrote a sequel, I would read it. And that is what made me go to 4 stars because one, I want to know like, how does Bo continue to make costumes for the patrons? I love the idea that he made all these fantastic pirate patches for the librarian for her eyeball. And like, I want to know how the board gets built with, you know, new authors and what the future of the Astral Library is. I would also read books about the programmer. I want to know who is living in video games. I would live in Stardew Valley. Like, I just think that she has the opportunity, if she wants to actually turn this into like a little series. And while there were, you know, it was enjoyable. It was a light read. And like, there was a few things with Alex that sometimes I was like, oh, you're annoying. I was like, no, I would keep reading this. So I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I would recommend it to people who like this type of book. Because I don't often recommend a 3-star. So 4 stars. That's me.
Okay.
I want to know what happens next.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I went with a 3-star.
Of course you did.
And I would say it's probably like more 2.5 versus a 3.
Rude.
But at the same, I shouldn't say that. No, I gave it 3, and I wouldn't have given it a 2.5 if we did half stars. But I would say it was leaning more towards the lower end of a 3.
Interesting.
This
is your broken country.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Was I sad it was done? No.
Neither was I.
Would I read a second one? Probably not.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it wasn't. Series. And I would be hesitant. I would only recommend it to. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I would be very selective of who I recommend it to.
You would probably recommend it to me.
Absolutely.
100%. Erin will read this. Absolutely. She'll love this book. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you gotta know. Yeah. I mean, you gotta know what people are into, so to speak.
Yeah, but there's some books that I wouldn't even hesitate to like be like, oh my gosh, I really enjoyed this book. I think, but this is not one of them. I would be very selective of who I would recommend this book to.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I'm reading the series, the like Villain's Assistant.
You've talked about this for 3 streams in a row.
Because it's so good. And I would so that's again a fantasy book that I would recommend to anyone. That whole series. So that's why it's not just because it's fantasy that I'm like, no, I wouldn't recommend. Like there are a lot of fantasy books I would not recommend to people who don't read fantasy.
Yeah.
But
like Alchemist.
But yeah, it's just interesting that like I said, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I read it. I will still continue to read Kate Quinn because I love her.
Yep.
So
cool beans.
We've been chatting quite a bit.
We have been.
We maybe before we sign off, we can. I know we've already shared what book we're reading, what we're reading, kind of coming up. But our next book is going to be Frederick Bachman's My Friends.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this.
Sure is. So fun.
And we both have it physical copy. Have you read anything by Frederick Bachman?
Never. This will be my first one. But just throw back to why the library is great. This book's from the library. And when they have too many copies of a book, they withdraw them from their system. And they give them to people. They put them out on a little cart. Put them out on a little cart. And then it always gets picked up. So this is withdrawn. I did not steal it. I would never steal a book from the library.
Not mine.
So I'm very excited.
I'm interested because I've read Frederick Bachman.
I know.
A Man Called Ove is a phenomenal book, and Beartown is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I have all of that on my TBR because of your recos, but I haven't read any of them.
I will. I've heard that this book is not as like people aren't raving about it as much as those other books. But again, can't be all hits. But I love Frederick Bachman's style of writing. So I'm very interested to get into this story because I find that he has amazing character development and like heartbreaking storytelling. So I am very excited to get into another Frederick Bachman.
Which might mean I think it's terrible, because if Broken Country was any indication of the types of books you like to read versus the types of books I like to read, I guess we'll see.
I think this is not even in the same realm. I think you would really enjoy A Man Called Ove.
But we're not reading that one, Caitlin.
No, I know, because I've already read it and it's phenomenal, and I think everybody should read A Man Called Ove. Beartown is, again, about a hockey town, but like I mean, there's 3 books in the series. The first one was hands down the best. The other 2 didn't live up to the first one, but still, I just, you fall in love with these characters. Every single book I've read by Frederick Bachman has made me cry, so I'm intrigued to see if this one brings on the tears. But yeah, that's our next one.
That's our next one. Excellent. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. And if you are watching this on YouTube after the fact, let us know what you think about the book. We would love to hear, and we'll see you in 2 weeks when we talk about My Friends. All right. See ya.